This video is going to be a brief follow-up from my original review of the JLC Master Chronograph. There are also some questions in the comments I'd like to take a moment to answer as well. Mainly regarding, how I like the watch after having had it for 3.5 years, how much I wear it, and, what type of wear the watch has actually experienced. I will say that I do wear this watch frequently, almost every day. I've been pretty tough on the watch as well. It's been an everyday wear for me. I definitely have not limited its use to formal occasions. I've been, exercising the watch sometimes, been out, hiking, running with the watch. I've done some shooting with the watch on. I wear it to work every day as a pilot, so it's getting, brought with me across the world, as well as, through rain and all types of weather conditions, and getting banged around the cockpit on occasion. And as you can tell, the watch has held up really well. The only noticeable issues, for the most part, are light scuffing, superficial scratches on the polished portion of the bezel, and that's really going to be inevitable if you plan on wearing this watch more than just the odd occasion. Especially on the side of the case where it's brushed, that's where you're going to notice, like just anything light scuffs are going to show up, if it touches a button on your jacket, basically. But it's not in any way distracting. I was concerned when I first got the watch that the scuffs would, be a bit distracting just because of how polished the watch was when I first got it. It was immaculate. And if anything, the scuffs have not detracted from the look of the watch, in my opinion. I've never had this thing polished. I just clean it with a soft cloth, and I've not had any maintenance done on it at all. The only thing that I've done, as you can tell, is I've replaced the alligator straps. After 3.5 years of continual use, those guys were very worn. It also took me 2 days to replace the strap, and I didn't think I was going to do it without having to cut into the new strap, and I'll show you why. The spare strap was given to me by the guys in Hong Kong, whom I bought the watch from. Let's see. And as you can see here, the back of the alligator strap, the original says ND. And the product number here is IJ. So I didn't really appreciate the significance of that, but we're talking about a millimeter difference in width of the straps, and especially considering how thick and tough these new alligator straps are before they're broken in, you can imagine I had a great deal of difficulty fitting the clasp in, or fitting the leather strap into the clasp here. And that took me about 2 full days of doing, and I was actually concerned I was going to have to shave these parts down. But thankfully, I just kept at it and accidentally succeeded at it. So that's the only problem I've really had with the watch. Just to answer some quick questions that I've seen in the comments section. Yes, the crown here is a winding mechanism. So if you haven't worn the watch in a while, it's supposed to have 65 hours of power reserve at its capacity. I have noticed, probably as a result of my banging the watch around, that I'm not quite getting that anymore. I rarely take it off, but if I do, I notice it's probably about 50 hours is what I can expect before I'm going to have to hand wind it and reset the date and the time. The next few questions, I think there's somebody asking about the tachymeter on this version. And again, I'm doing this with an iPad, so I'm sorry for the crappy video quality here, but this is not meant to be, super high quality. Anyway, it's this 2013 version. It has the automatic and the Aston Martin sign underneath Jaeger-LeCoultre, and in lieu of the pulsometer, we have a tachymeter, and that just kind of fits the whole track theme, I guess, instead of the doctor theme. So here we've got the chronograph, and as you'll notice, it's still just extremely smooth. Can stop it and hold it, reinitiate it, and there's absolutely no lag or play in the second hand there. And you can leave it running the whole time. This the movement actually incorporates a design where there's no additional wear on the watch. And the tachymeter is you can probably see right here. So let's, it's very intuitive to use. It's very easy. It's just velocity equals d over t for the most part. Let's say I'm in a jet and I know I'm traveling 1 nautical mile to my next fix. I have a way to mark that distance. So I'd hack the clock here. I'm traveling, and as soon as I hit my mark, boom, and I check the readout here, and I know, well, that's 500 there, so I'm going 500 nautical miles per hour. That's 500 knots. Now, it's just a kind of a handy little tool there, but nothing too overwhelming to do. Other than that, the watch has held up great. The lugs are still really sharp. These are the places that if you're going to damage the watch, it will definitely happen here. It is very sharp at these, the way that this is machined here. And you could probably tell I had a mistake right here. I slammed my wrist into the side of the cockpit door by accident and put my first little dent in the watch. And if you look at it from the side, it's nearly flush with the lugs, so it's really not that bad at all. And in fact, in the video, it looks worse than it does in person here. I mean, I can hardly see it. I don't think that will be a problem to buff out whenever I send the watch in for maintenance, which I'm probably going to do within the next year or so. And again, the watch, I never showed this on my original video, but the watch does fit, very comfortably on the wrist, and it's contoured to, be fairly flush with the top of your wrist. And as that leather strap breaks in, it'll fit quite a bit better and won't look so ungainly. And we've got a Predator here for scale, just in case you needed that. And here I've got my backup watch. It's a Torgen T30. It's just it's a digital crystal watch. It's awesome, actually. It's a great watch if you don't feel like bringing your JLC out when you go to the beach or something like that. But I wear this occasionally too. It's the exact opposite pretty much from the JLC, which is kind of why I like it. But if there are any more questions about the JLC or anything regarding the wear of the watch, or any questions, because I know there are a lot of guys in the comment section who are considering buying the watch, I'd be happy to answer you. And if you'd like me to include something else in the video, I'll do that as well. I will plan on making another video as soon as I send the watch off and have. One reason why I may go ahead and send it out is just so I can have them service the watch, make sure everything's okay after I knocked it against the wall there, and to answer whether there really is an issue with the reserve capacity of the watch. But unless there are a lot of other questions about it, I'll probably plan on making the next video then. All right.